This little thing right here, it might just be the most important link between our physical world and the digital one. Every single click, every drag, every flick of the wrist, it all starts with the mouse. So let's dive in, because the tech packed inside this thing you use every day is seriously brilliant.
So, how in the world does it actually work? I mean, how does this simple little push across your desk translate so perfectly to your cursor flying across the screen? There's no wheel, there's no little rubber ball clunking around inside anymore. It's just magic. Well, it's not magic, but it's an incredible trick of tiny optics and ridiculously fast processing. To really appreciate the genius of the modern mouse, we have to take a quick look back at its ancestor, the old, clunky, mechanical ball mouse. Remember these? Okay, so picture this. Inside that old mouse was a heavy little rubber ball. As you move the mouse, that ball would roll, and it would spin two little rollers inside, one for up and down and one for left and right. Those rollers turned these little wheels with slits in them, and a tiny light would shine through. A sensor would just count how many times the light beam got broken to figure out how far you moved. It was all super physical. But, oh man, it had a huge flaw. That sticky rubber ball picked up every single speck of dust, every crumb, all the grime from your desk, and just jammed it right into those rollers. It was so imprecise, you'd have to stop and clean it all the time. Your cursor would get stuck. It would jump all over the place. It was a mess. Clearly, we needed a better way. So the solution, the big revolution, was to get rid of all those moving parts, and they replaced them with something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a spy movie. A tiny, super high-speed camera. Yep, that's it. That's the big secret. Your modern optical mouse is, for all intents and purposes, a tiny little video camera that is constantly taking pictures of your desk. Wild, right? And this camera system basically has three key parts. First, you've got a light source, usually a red LED or maybe an invisible laser, that shines down and lights up the surface. A laser is just way more focused, which is why laser mice can work on tricky surfaces like glass. Second, a tiny little lens gathers up all the light that bounces back. And third, that light gets focused onto an image sensor, which is taking thousands of microscopic pictures every single second. And when I say thousands, I mean it. We're talking incredibly fast. Some mice can snap up to 6,000 pictures or even more every single second. It's literally seeing the microscopic texture of your desk, all the little imperfections and patterns that are invisible to us. So, this is the crucial question, right? What does the mouse do with thousands of tiny, blurry pictures of your desk? This is where the real magic happens. C. Inside every modern mouse is a tiny but super powerful brain. It's called a digital signal processor, or DSP. And this little chip has only one job: to look at that insane stream of images coming from the sensor and make sense of it all. And here's how that little brain thinks. It takes a picture, and then an instant later, it takes another one. It compares the two images, looking for identical patterns in the desk's texture. Then, it calculates exactly how far and in what direction that pattern has shifted between the two pictures. So if the DSP sees a tiny wood grain pattern move just a fraction of a millimeter to the left, it knows you moved the mouse that exact same distance and direction. That calculation gets turned into digital X and Y coordinates, and that little packet of data gets sent to your computer thousands of times a second. Your computer gets this constant, non-stop stream of updates, and that's what creates the perfectly smooth, continuous movement of the cursor on your screen. It's this perfect, real-time feedback loop. And this all connects to a setting you've probably fiddled with: DPI, or dots per inch. All that really does is control the sensitivity. A higher DPI just means your computer moves the cursor more pixels on the screen for every inch you physically move the mouse on your desk. Simple as that. So, when you put it all together, that mouse isn't just sliding around. It's performing this incredible, high-speed photographic analysis of your desk to become a seamless, perfect extension of your own hand in the digital world. I just love this description of it. It's not just a tool. It really is an invisible eye, a tiny supercomputer that's constantly mapping the micro-landscape of your desk. It's just such an amazing piece of everyday tech we totally take for granted. So there you have it, the secret life of the invisible eye on your desk. Now I am dying to know, what is the absolute wildest or weirdest mouse you've ever owned? Was it a trackball, one of those ergonomic vertical ones, or one with like 20 buttons for gaming? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you loved having your mind blown by everyday tech, make sure you hit subscribe for more explainers just like this one.